Yo, what is up guys, Anthony here, back with another Destiny Child video. And in today's video everyone, we're going to be overviewing the November 19th 2020 update note for Destiny Child Global, of course. And as you can see, it does feature the Xiva world boss, as we have gone over in previous videos. Now of course, we'll be overviewing the main contents of this update note, so without any further ado, let's head into it. And just before we head into it, if you guys would like to check out the update note in a whole, I'll be sure to link it in the description box below so you guys can go check it out on your free time as well. But without any further ado, let's head into it. Alright everyone, first up here we do have the World Boss Trial Xiva, of course. World Boss Trial Season 14. It will begin after the November 19th maintenance and will last up until November 30th for UTC. As for the boost childs for this specific event, we of course do have the new child Tundra Guillotine, and we also do have Grieving Thetis here as a secondary boost child. And as for the percentage of boost that you will receive at +0 all the way up to +6, it does scale quite a bit for Guillotine, of course, as she will be the newer unit. She does start out at a 60% boost, 70% at +1, 80% at +2, 90% at +3, 100% at +4, 110% at +5, and a 120% boost at +6. As for Thetis, she does scale from 30% at base all the way up to a 48% boost at +6. Next up here everyone, we do have the Magic Mirror Shop, in which I will highlight the main important rewards from the Xiva World Boss event. We of course do have the 2 copies of Xiva here for the respectable amount of 100 and 200,000 Magic Mirror Fragments. Next up here we do have the Christmas Guillotine costume for 200,000 Magic Mirror Fragments, in which I'll show in just a bit. We also do have here a 5-star Runaway Thisbe here for 100,000 Magic Mirror Fragments. Now of course, you guys will definitely want to pick up this Thisbe, as she is an amazing unit for all content. And we of course do have all of the standard rewards here that we do see with all of the World Boss events. As you can see, 5-star Child Summoning tickets, Prism Soul Cartas, Soul Carta tickets, Galaxy Napping Places, etc. As for the lanterns, we do have the Scarlet's Lantern and the Zora Lantern. We also do have the Spot Presents, the 5-star Distinguished Child Award, and the 5-star toy robots for the daily resets. Next up here everyone, we of course do have the new childs that will be released with the November 19th update. We of course do have here 5-star Tundra Guillotine, the water type supporter unit, as we did expect with this update. As for her Before Awakening costume, as you can see here at the top, we do have her here in her live 2D animation. As for the After Awakening costume, we do have Guillotine here as well. And as for Guillotine's skill set, we do have her here at level 60 uncapped to +6 on the right hand side, in which we'll be going over her +6 of course. We do have her auto attack here, deals 686 auto attack damage to the target. Her tap skill deals 2,538 damage and has a 90.1% chance to nullify stun or smite on 2 allies, priority stunned or smiten. We also do have the slide skill here, deal 3,983 damage, skill gauge charge amount plus 74.5%, and attack plus 45.4% for 3 water type allies, highest attack for 16 seconds. On World Boss Trials, skill damage plus 34.5% for 5 water type allies in the back row, priority highest attacker. As for her drive skill here, we do have deal 6,772 damage to 3 random enemies, tap skill damage plus 50% for 5 water type allies, priority highest attack for 20 seconds long. On World Bosses, grant offensive stance. Only childs with this can use fever attacks in fever mode to 5 water type allies in the back row, priority highest attack. And as for Guillotine's leader buff, we of course do have tap skill final blow plus 12% for water type allies. On World Bosses, skill gauge charge amount 15% added for water type allies. Now overall, Guillotine's kit is very amazing at +0 and of course at +6 as well, as she is maxed out. Now Guillotine's slide skill is very nice for your attacker units. We of course do have her drive skill, which is pretty unique, as we did go over in a previous video, as she does apply the offensive stance in which 5 of your water type allies will only be able to attack during fever mode. As for her leader buff, it's of course very good, and you'll probably want to use it during the events as well if you do manage to summon up Guillotine. Next up here everyone, we of course do have the 5-star Peaceful Xiva here, the fire type attacker unit. Here is her before awakening costume here, featured on the screen right now. As for Xiva's after awakening costume, here it is, featured on the screen as well. As for Xiva's skill set at level 60, uncapped to +6, we do have her auto attack, which deals 749 auto attack damage to the target. Her tap skill deals 3045 damage, increase agility by 40% for self for 14 seconds long. Her slide skill deals 4,636 damage to 3 enemies, priority lowest HP, 700 damage for each of your buffs, max 8 buffs, and inflict recovery buff blast. Last applied recovery buff is removed, then deal damage based on its effect by a factor of times 701. As for her drive skill here, we do have deal 8,428 damage to all enemies, inflict recovery buff blast. Last applied recovery buff is removed, then deal damage based on its effect by a factor of times 600. And as for Xiva's leader skill, we of course do have increased agility by plus 15% for fire type allies. Now overall, Xiva's kit is pretty good, as she of course does increase agility by a certain percentage on her tap and leader skill. We also do have the unique skill of the recovery buff blast, as she does remove a recovery buff on her slide skill and does deal a certain amount of damage based on the effectiveness of the healer. And she of course does have the recovery buff blast on her drive skill as well. Now overall, I would say she's a pretty great unit, and we'll probably see her float around quite a bit in the PvP side of the game. As for the new costumes everyone, we of course do have here the Christmas Xiva costume to start it all out. As you can see her featured here in a Christmas themed outfit, as her costume name does state. We also do have here Christmas Guillotine. Now Christmas Guillotine can be obtained from the World Boss Trial shop, and as for Christmas Xiva, you'll have to obtain this from the Rebirth Labyrinth for 240 blood gems, or from the Devil Pass that will be coming with the new event. Next up here everyone, we of course do have the new Hot Spring costumes for Xiva and of course Guillotine. As you guys can see here, we do have Xiva here with some grapes, and of course we do have Guillotine here at the bottom below Xiva. Next up here everyone, we of course do have the new soul card that will be added with the Xiva World Boss Trial. As you can see, the art does feature Lisa, Mona, and Davi in a hot tub. We of course do have the options here, as it of course is a counter towards the Xiva World Boss. As you can see at the level 1 Prism stats, we of course do have attack and agility at 728 attack and 409 agility. As for the option here, we of course do have water type attacker. When equipped, increase weak point skill final blow by 12% for world bosses. Next up here everyone, we of course do have the mission passes that will be added with the November 19th update. We do have the Child's Limited Time Missions Guillotine episode, the Premium Summon Limited Time Missions Guillotine episode, Davi's Limited Time Missions Guillotine episode, Davi's Limited Missions Xiva episode, Hectate's Limited Time Missions, and of course Elizabeth's Limited Time Missions. Next up here everyone, we of course do have all of the new summons that will be added with the Xiva World Boss event. We do have here the pickup summon featuring Tundra Guillotine, and of course a pickup summon featuring Grieving Thetis. We of course do have the 6% 5-star summon returning as well, and we also do have boosted pickup summons featuring Tundra Guillotine and Grieving Thetis. Below the Grieving Thetis boosted pickup summon, we do have a dual pickup summon featuring Guillotine and Thetis on the same pickup at a 0.75% rate. Next up here, we do have probably one of the best pickups from this event, as we do have the pickup summon World Boss Best Child, which does feature 5-star School Swimsuit Davi, 5-star Dancing Maiden Werewolf, 5-star Babel, and 5-star Flower of Justice Mafdet, all at a 0.75% rate. Now if you guys are missing any of these units or don't have them at +6 just yet, I would recommend you guys to summon on this specific pickup summon, as it's pretty amazing overall. All of the units are pretty good for World Boss Trials. Mafdet is a very top tier water type attacker, Davi is a top tier supporter unit, Maiden Werewolf and Babel are top tier debuffers for World Boss Trial events. And towards the bottom here, we of course do have a pickup summon featuring a Peaceful Ziva and the Warm Reprieve Soul Carta pickup summon. Next up here everyone, we of course do have the events that will be added with the update as well. First of all here, we do have the Wheel of Fortune event. As we have seen quite a few times before, it will start out after the November 19th maintenance up until December 3rd until maintenance. As for how to collect the chips, we do have a set of missions here. As you guys can see on the mission screen, we do have consume 300 stamina once a day, clear underground stage 9 once a day, play Devil Rumble 10 times once a day, and consume crystals to perform 10 times child summons once a day. And all of these will reward you with 100 fortune chips. Next up here everyone, they are just informing you that you can purchase fortune chips for crystals, as one fortune chip will cost you 10 crystals, and you can purchase fortune chips with up to 200 crystals per day. As for the Wheel of Fortune items here everyone, we of course do have the 5-star A equipped summon ticket, Suspicious Ore, Weapon Crafting Tool, Armor Crafting Tool, Accessory Crafting Tool, Gold, and Onyx. As for the second event that we will have going on during the Ziva World Boss everyone, we will of course have the Equip Craft Rate Up and Option Transfer event. As you can see here, we do have Equip Craft Rate Up, 3 times rate up to get S and A grades, and we do have Option Transfer Fees discount. Now if you guys would like to check out the event details in a whole, I'll be sure to link this in the description box below as well. But anyways everyone, that'll do it for today's Destiny Child video, and of course the update overview featuring the Ziva World Boss Trial event. Now of course, make sure to let me know in the comment section below what you guys do think of the Ziva World Boss Trial event and all of the content that it does bring with it. But before you go everyone, if you did enjoy today's Destiny Child video, make sure to leave a like on this video of course, and if you guys haven't yet already done so, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you guys are enjoying the Destiny Child content and of course would like to see more of it. But with all of that being said, I'll see you all in tomorrow's Destiny Child video. As always, thank you all so much for watching.